hi again, everyone. Welcome to Veterans Stadium. I'm Andy Musser with Chris Wheeler, and Gary Maddox will be along in the middle innings, and we're happy to be back with you on baseball this year. We've got about 40 Phillies telecasts for you this year, most of them from here in Veterans Stadium, a sprinkling of them on the road as well. And tonight, a very chilly night as the Phillies take on the Expos, and a team that is considered to be the Mets' #1 challenger. Do you believe it?
Yeah, and the reason is pitching. They have a very, very good team ERA already, and I think they're under 2 or right around 2 as a team ERA. They haven't hit much, but they're 4-2. So they have a very, very good starting staff. I think their bullpen will determine how good their pitching is.
And the Phillies, of course, were in the midst of a nice season until yesterday afternoon set in. We'll just try to overlook that one. Right now, let's go and check out those Phillies defensively. Wheels?
All right, Andy, the Phillies will go this way. Von Hayes will be at first base tonight. Ricky Jordan not playing. We'll tell you why later. Second baseman is Tom Herr. First look also at Dickie Thon on our Prism telecast. And Mike Schmidt off to a good start at third base. Chris James in left field. Bob Dernier, the center fielder. And Ron Jones will be in right field. Another newcomer to the Phillies, Steve Lake behind the plate. And on the mound, the former Montreal Expo, the right-hander Floyd Yeomans, will pitch for the Phillies tonight. As tall as that guy is, he can't bend over in time because Herr hit it hard. Otis Nixon charges it, makes a good throw here, too. Uses the turf, one hop, bang, bang, play safe. Dernier helps Dutch call the play.
So Tommy picks up a base hit, and as I say, has his first run batted in with the Phillies, and here's Michael Schmidt. Mike with 2 homers and 5 RBIs. Phillies lead 1-0.
Boa almost had a hold Dernier because he got such a late break on that. But because it's Bob Dernier and he runs so well, he waved him and he just didn't make it.
Oh, close. Freddie Brocklander says safe. I think that's what he said.
Well, he flaps. That's his safe as he goes in flight. Johnson, you see the move that he has. He just steps off, fires over there. Herr just back. Whoa, flap him, Freddie.
High to Schmidt, ball 1. I think to hit one out tonight, you'd better hit it pretty solid.
You would think so.
On a cold night like this. Then again, you've got a fastball pitcher out there, and
there's a lot of wind here tonight, too. The
sends a fly ball down the right field line. It's foul and it's out of play. Eddie Lyons in the press room tonight was telling us that this guy can throw as hard as anybody in baseball right now.
Well, that's his opinion. Yeah, he has a heck of a fastball. There's no.
Oh, well, he's had a couple of straight off shots to center field. He's been denied a couple of times. Balls caught in deepest center.
I don't know whether Randy Johnson has a straight on move over there, because every time he moves over, he steps off and throws.
Second round draft choice. Very high into the air out in the left center field. Nixon is there. He puts it away for the out. Schmidt flies to Nixon. That's out number 2.
I'll tell you, early in the
Expos have not been scoring a ton of runs, but their pitching has been so good that they haven't needed it. And you know, Buck Rogers said before the game, he was paraphrasing Herzog's quote about how you take the Mets pitching staff and put them on any other team in the East and that team would win. Buck says his pitching staff is better than the Mets. Now, not too many people are ready to agree with that, but he thinks so.
Well, he has very, very good pitching. And you know what did it for him was getting Perez back.
Going inside, ball 4. Tommy Herr took a chance that time. And Johnson has walked his second hitter of the inning, and the first one scored.
Well, Ron Jones is going to be the next batter. And Nick Leva talking about him before the game tonight. He said he just continues to impress me the way he hits left-handers. And I'm going to play him even against this big guy. Had him for his separating his hands while he was still on the rubber. But 3 umpires put their arms up at the same time, so they all saw the same thing. Let's see. Foot is on the rubber. Oh, yeah. See, his hand started to move, and he stopped. You can watch it again on the replay. Well, it was very obvious. It was a balk.
Low and away. 2 balls and no strikes on Jones.
Just started to move that left hand and then stopped it.
Phillies with a run in. Here's a high bouncer and caught by Johnson. All 6'10" of them, and he needed every inch, or that would have been a base hit through the middle. So the Phillies pick up a first inning run on just 1 hit, 2 men left on base. Wow, you got to be tall to come on down with that.
Power forward play.
Yes, sir. At the end of an inning, Phillies lead 1-0.
And he leaps up and grabs it. Spike Owen, the shortstop, of course, is shading Jones over.
2-out home run for Hayes, and it's 4-1 Phillies.
Boy, is he hitting left-handers early in the year. First ball, fastball from Randy Johnson, and he whacked it. What a confidence builder for Von Hayes, the way he's hitting these left-handers.
He is 7 for 9 off left-handers.
With 2 home runs, too. You know, one off Daly, who's almost impossible to hit one off from the left side, and now Randy Johnson starts him first ball, fastball, see you later. So on a night when we thought, well, there are not going to be that many home runs tonight, look at that swing. 2 of them already, and that one's way out of here.
Well, nobody in the league has more than 2, so he joins the league leaders. Herb bunts for a hit. It's hugging the line. They're going to let it roll. Let it roll. It hits the bag for a base hit.
That's on new turf here last year. You know, for years, there's no way that could have happened. Everything you bunted down the line would roll over there toward Hartranft Street. But right now, you can bunt them down that line and they'll stay fair. This one actually looks like it came back. See, Tommy puts a perfect drag bunt down the line. And it just hugs the line. Now it starts to come back even more. Larry Boa helping out with the umpiring call down there.
Larry gave it a little English, you betcha. So suddenly 5 hits for the Phillies and a 4-1 lead, and up steps Schmitty. All of this coming with 2 outs. Johnson got Fon and Lake to start the inning, and Yeoman's got it underway with a base hit.
Yeah, and the Phillies were close to having hits on those 2 balls if you think back on it. You know, you described them both. For the play by Wallach was a good play. The play by Galarraga was a great play.
Schmitty sends a ground ball to third. Wallach makes the play. And that'll be the final out of the inning as Schmidt grounds out. But the Phillies make it a good one as they get 3 runs on the home run by Hayes. 4 hits in the inning. And 1 man left on base. So at the end of 2, it is 4-1 Phillies.
Third, in the middle infielders, Owen and Foley are back. And naturally, the outfielders are very deep for Schmidt. Facing Holman. Breaking ball, and he gets it over. Although Michael didn't agree.
Boy, that pitch was right on the black.
Here you see the defense up at the corners, back in the middle.
Here you'll see that pitch on Schmidt. It's a breaking ball. Good pitch. Not a lot of tailing away, but going down.
Oh, here they come up. The Expos are one of the few teams that will do that. They'll come running in at the last second like that to try and confuse the hitter. Pitch was outside. It's 1-1, and now they're going to stay in, Gary.
Well, it's not so much to confuse the hitter, but the third base coach, on a sign from the manager, will tell the third base runner what he's going to do, if he's going on that pitch or not, or if it's hit to the shortstop, you're going to go.
That's going to get the run in. Hit right at Nixon and hard. Hayes will score on the play, and Mike Schmidt knocks in a run. His 6th of the year on a sacrifice fly.
Now on that play right there, Mike Schmidt, if that run holds up, will get credit for the game-winning RBI. Von Hayes will get a run scored out of that, and Tommy Herr will lose a couple points off his batting average. And he was the key man in that play. Otherwise, the run doesn't score.
That's a very fundamental play right there to get a run that way. I have to tell you that they did away with that stat this year, though. There was no more game-winning RBI.
You know, I hadn't seen that in the paper lately.
Because it was a dumb stat. But it is gone.
It may be gone from the official stat, but guys will be keeping.
Oh, yeah. And Schmidt just put himself in position to get one. The fanatic.
And I'm telling you, that's not the first time he's hit 2 in a game against the Phillies. On a night when you think the ball is not going to carry at all, that ball had to be hit pretty good.
Mike Fitzgerald just keeps the Expos in the game. Phillies were leading 1-0. He hit one, made it 1-1, and now fastball and out of here, Gary.
Getting behind 3-1, you know, had to come in there. You don't want to walk the hitter. We talk about how walks can hurt you, and that's what Greg Harris did. He said, I'm not going to walk this guy, and threw the fastball right there. And you'll see he's on that ball as quick as you can be, and comes up, you know, grabs it. We've seen him do it time and time again, and gets a lot on that throw from that position.
He always makes it. He always made that bare hand play with anybody. And as you said, anticipation, a great part of that, watching Owens' hand slide up the bat and right on it for the first out, because that was a good bunt.
Tommy, an ideal batter in a spot like this, because he can either lay down the bunt or he's a good handler with the bat.
Well, you have right-handed hitter coming along in Schmidt and James. Bo has already given the signs to Tom Herr. So we'll see what they do, whether they try to bunt the runners over. Two good base runners. Well, some people don't think Hayes is a good base runner. Two fast base runners. Vaughn is an aggressive base runner. He does make mistakes out there. He's working to correct.
Tommy around the bunt. Here it is. It's a foul ball. Well, you know, that's interesting about base runners. Now, we've seen Herr make some base running mistakes, and we saw Mike Schmidt get picked off the other day, or actually, and almost get picked off another time. I mean, let's face it, you never learn it entirely, or you never get to be a perfect base runner. Go to first. He didn't really take time to set himself, which he probably should have. Anyway, he makes the play, and the bunt is good, and the Phillies have second and third for Mike Schmidt.
Well, you're right about that, Andy. He took a heck of a chance there throwing that ball away, because he had a lot of time to throw. There's Tom Herr getting congratulations in the dugout as he continues to do things well, and that's why they brought him over here, to get some people here who can play this game fundamentally. Can even get the bat out. And Harris throwing off that back foot with a flip. He threw it well, though. Threw a strike down there, but boy, that's a good way to let a ball go into right field, throw it like that.
Now the Expos are going to keep the infield back.
We'll see, though, because they have a tendency to run forward.
That's true, and we've seen that already tonight, but they will start with it back anyway. Schmidt is 0 for 2 with a sacrifice fly RBI. Here they come. It's a pop-up. No score on this play. Wallach. And Schmidt fouls out for out number 2. That's a big Montreal out right there.
Well, that's the name of the game. If you win and if you're a good team, the guys pick each other up in those spots.
6-5 Expos, bottom of the 7th. James takes a strike from Harris. So we've had a Harris pitching for each side tonight. Inside, 1 ball, 1 strike on James. Tough spot for a rookie pitcher trying to protect a lead here in the 7th inning on the road. It bounced away from Fitzgerald, and the play at the plate safe. Tie game.
Well, you talk about some outstanding base running. Bob Dernier, what a great play that is. It's so instinctive. And look how close it is. The ball bounces high in the air, and it's right near Fitzgerald, and if he doesn't break right away, he's out. Harris did a good job of covering on the play, too. Exciting play. Look at Dernier. He is pumped. Watch it bounce. Breaking ball, bounces straight up. Now it's right there where he can get it. Flips it, and just does beat the play. Good base running. Look at Schmidt's reaction.
Yes, roll the tape. Here's a ball hit into center field.
I thought he'd have some.
Some reaction. caught by Nixon.
Oh, all right. We didn't follow it long enough. Michael did jump up in the air. You figured he'd been happy after that one.
The Phillies get the tying run here in the inning on 1 hit and 1 man left on base. And so at the end of 7 tonight, it's a 6-6 game.
There you go. He applauds, the whole bench applauds, and he's one of the first one to jump out and congratulate Bob Dernier. Good base running play by Dernier, Andy.
That earned the Phillies a tie, and Michael Jack back at third base now as we go to the 8th inning of play. And let's check our Mr. Goodbyes trivia tease once more. Who were the only 5 players to hit 30 or more home runs last season? That's for both leagues. Wheels?
The American League is easy. I know that. Canseco and McGuire and our friend Fred McGriff from Toronto. Now, the National League, Strawberry, and I'm not sure of the second one. I'm going to say McReynolds.
No.
Glenn Davis.
I think
McReynolds had 29, I think.
All right, Wheels, nice try.
Now he takes it kind of across his body and has to throw across his body as he's running and gets enough on it. Who was in the game is on the bench. See Steve Jeltz, who's still available. Steve Monteveros a little tired. There's Kurt Ford, who was already in the game. He could be back inside. I like that.
I don't know about you, but I yawn more in cold weather. I don't know what the reason for that is, but I've always done that. I have to ask a doctor about that sometime.
I have to remind everybody, Andy, that following our game tonight, be sure and stay tuned for the movie The Night Before.
This game is over! Von Hayes with his second home run of the night in the 9th inning to win it for the Phillies 7-6.
Boy, is he hot. He even looked like he got out in front a little bit on that pitch and had enough to hit it out of here. Von Hayes, the much maligned Von Hayes, is hot.
His 3rd home run of the year, and a lot of smiles down there right now as the Phillies have won this game in the 9th inning. A leadoff home run in the 9th off Gene Harris, the rookie, and the Phillies win the ball game in the 9th, showing once more their comeback powers. Boy, Vaughn saluting the crowd, acknowledging their warmth for him on this chilly night, and these guys will scurry back to the clubhouse now happy. Let's take another look.
Watch. Even, I swear he got out in front of that a little bit and hits it out of here to right field. And no doubt about it, home run for Von Hayes off the backdrop. What a good ball game this was tonight for our first Prism game, Andy.
And we'll be back with the wrap-up in just a moment. 7 hits, no errors, and they stranded 10. Well, we hope you enjoyed our ball game tonight, and if you're a Phillies fan, I can't imagine how you wouldn't have enjoyed this one. The producer for Phillies Baseball and Prism is Randy Seidman. A pair of walks and an RBI. Fly ball to center, it ought to do it. Bobby Dernier taps the glove. The Phillies have swept the Expos in 3 games. Bedrosian with 2 1/3 innings of work for a save tonight. And the Phillies win the game by a 6-3 score. And the Phillies take a record of 6-2 into the weekend against Chicago.
Great job by Steve Bedrosian. There's the manager, Nick Leyva, congratulating his troops who are off to a 6-2 start, the best start the Phillies have been off to in a long time around here. And setting up that series with the Cubs beginning here on Friday night. The Cubs are also 6-2. You saw Leyva's reaction there. He's delighted. Good job by Bedrosian, huh?
You betcha. And we'll be back with the wrap-up here at Veterans Stadium in just a moment. Von Hayes, what another night. Great night for Von. He had a home run. He also had a triple. And he is about the league leader in almost any key. One of the most startling things is the fact that Darren Dalton has clubbed 3 of them out when he didn't even have an RBI in spring training.
You know, it's funny, Andy. I was doing an interview with Darren, oh gosh, right when spring training started, when the pitchers and catchers were down there. We were doing some stuff. And he said to me, "You're going to see a different Darren Daulton this year." He says, "My knee feels good. I think I can back leg the ball a little bit because I have more strength in it. And I think I'm going to have a heck of a year." And as it turned out, he really didn't have a very good spring. And they were talking about maybe even him not making the ball club at one time. I think that was more Nick Leva trying to get his attention. And Daulton really turned it on at the end of the spring, and Darren's off to a great start, as are a lot of these players.
We saw excellent defense by the Phillies tonight, particularly that double play turned by Tommy Herr. That was really one of the remarkable ones. You had to see it to believe it.
That was a great double play made by an outstanding defensive second baseman who, so I said at the time, I think most of the times you catch that ball with a 3-run lead and you hold on to it. But I think in Herr's mind, he knew that the catcher, Santaveni, is running, so he has a shot at him. And he got a lot on that throw. Got Bedrosian out of a big jam. Rock really didn't need to pitch to another batter in that spot.
That's absolutely correct. And our Blue Cross Blue Shield winning pitcher is Don Carmen with his first victory of the year. And Carmen went 6 1/3 innings tonight. And the only blotch on his record, of course, is the home run to Andres Galarraga. The final score again, the Phillies 6 runs, 10 hits, no errors. And the Phillies stranded just 3 tonight. The Expos 3 runs, 7 hits, no errors. They stranded 7. Good ball game here at Veterans Stadium, played in front of 15,461. Producer for Phillies Baseball and Prism is Randy Seidman. Tonight's game directed by Frank DeVincentis. Again, the final score, Phillies beat the Expos 6-3 and sweep Montreal. Stay tuned for Prism Sports with Larry Rosen, followed by the movie Twist and Shout. For Gary Maddox and Chris Wheeler, Andy Musser saying, we'll see you Saturday.
Beat Detroit today. Frank Tanana won that one. Roger Smith lost it, 1 home run. Lou Whitaker for the Tigers is 3rd.
Tanana pitches for Detroit, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. Must have those winners and losers reversed. Right. There it is. Mike Schmidt, the all-time Phillies hit leader, and Chris James being waved around. Schmidt will get a double on it. And the Phillies have taken a 1-0 lead here in the first on an RBI double by Mike Schmidt. And he's the Phillies' all-time hit leader with 2,218.
And they
just went by you, Whitey, as we look at Whitey Ashburn.
Took the ball out of play. I don't feel too bad about that because it took him a while to do it.
Ashburn connects with a long line drive to right field. Bauer tries for a shoestring catch, but the ball skids off of his glove and goes for a 2-base hit. The Phillies' first double of the series.
And he didn't. Bills are on the board, and that'll bring on Bob Hayes, who is hitting at 500. Mike's had some historic blows here at Three Rivers Stadium. His 500th career homer, of course, off Don Robinson here. Percentage.
Mike hit a pretty good pitch, too. It was that little slider down. He went out and got it.
Well hit to deep right. Watch that baby.
Ooh.
Way out of here. Tremendous home run by Von Hayes. And the Phils have jumped to a 3-0 lead here in the first inning. Hayes now tied for the league lead in homers with 5 of them.
Well, Hayes' last 3 hits have been 2 line drives. In last night's game in New York, he was 2 for 2. That brought his batting average up to an even 500. Now he's gone over that. Here's the ball that Schmidt hit, the breaking ball out away from him. And look at this cut. Ooh, I mean, that's
Spalding guide.
Spalding guide. He had everything into that one.
1 strike to Ricky Jordan. Von Hayes just stays on fire. That is well socked to center field, but Cangelosi in front of the warning track puts it away. So a big first inning for the Phils. 3 on the board, 3 hits. Big blow, a homer by Hayes. No errors and none left. And after 1/2, Phils 3, Buccos coming to bat.
For that kind of a reaction out of the hitter. You know, when a pitcher hits you, you usually don't belt the catcher. You go after the pitcher.
Doug Harvey, the crew chief, coming in to help his younger partner, Greg Bonac. This argument with Jim Leland, who probably is asking that Howell be ejected from the game.
Doug saying, no, I just gave him a little shove.
Dickie Thon now taking Howell to first base, saying, you know, don't get kicked out of this game. The Phillies have enough starting pitching problems.
I think Howell could be a tough customer. Big, strong guy. In the meantime, the Pirates are in a real jam here.
Bases loaded, nobody out for Juan Samuel. High towering pop fly into shallow left field, not deep enough to score a run. Belliard puts it away. That's a big out for Dunn. And the back. Might be a double play, but isn't. Howell really went out of the base path to get Belliard, and the umpires could rule a double play, but they are not going to. Howell, a tough takeout slide, and the Phils get a run and lead it 4-1. Give her a run batted in.
That was going to be close to a double play. We'll never know, but Howell is not going to get the most popular player award here in Pittsburgh tonight. You don't see a pitcher.
Left fielder Chris James.
Ball hit him on the hand.
Yeah.
The Pirates claiming interference on that, but you can't do anything about that. He's in his slide. He didn't throw his hand up to hit the ball.
He's upset.
It was his glove hand. It was his left hand. It might have given him a run.
Bills lead it now 4-1, and the batter is Chris James. Base hit center field. Dickie Thon will score. It's 5-1 Phils. James knocks in his 10th run of the year.
No out situation with 1 run, but James hit the slider. Look at the ball Herr hit. This was a ball that Howell got his hand up there and deflected the ball.
Schmidt pops one down the right field foul line. Over, fell in foul ground, gives way to Lind, who puts it away to retire the side. And the Phillies get 2 more runs in the inning on 2 hits. No Pirate errors. 2 men left. We go to the bottom half of the second. The Phils lead the Bucks 5-1. 1 out of 4. Phils lead 8-4 here in the 9th inning. Balk has been called on Bedvinde.
Bob Davidson called that.
Did he? I thought Frank did. Pulley.
Balk and Bob didn't call that, huh?
I don't think so. I think Frank Pulley did.
Called him for non-hesitation.
Yeah. No strikes to Chris James. 2 balls and a strike to James. Pirates have brought their infield in here with a runner at third and nobody out. Good hitting situation for Chris. slams it in the gap in left center field. That'll be another extra base hit. Kerr scores. James at second with a double. And the Phillies now lead at 9-4. Medvin has come in and given up 3 straight doubles.
And they've really all been hit hard. All line drives. This was right in the gap. They're walking 3 straight doubles. Phillies have scored 3 and still nobody out.
Mike Schmidt, the batter, he has doubled, fouled out, doubled, and grounded out. Tom Hurd, 2 for 5 tonight, has hit safely now in 7 straight games. Pirate fans have gone to the newspapers.
And a lot of them have gone home.
Schmidt taps a foul, third base side. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Full count. Von Hayes due up next. Schmidt goes down swinging. Some sort of an off-speed pitch. Might be a forkball that he throws.
I think he's been throwing that pitch all through this at bat by Schmidt. Schmidt chased a bad pitch, as you can see. But that's the first one he's even come close to the strike zone, and that one broke down low and inside.
Now Hayes will be intentionally walked for the second time tonight. This will put 2 men on base with 1 out for Ricky Jordan. Ricky Jordan, 1 for 3 with a single and a walk tonight. Phillies with 2 men on base, 1 out, 3 runs across here in the 9th, and here's Jordan. Still 0-2. Hey, televising again tomorrow night for you. Floyd Yeoman's going for the Phils. Doug Drabek for Pittsburgh. Late swing, and he got him. Struck out Jordan. Second strikeout for Medvin.
Jordan didn't think he was out. He lost track of the count.
It's Todd Froworth coming in. So it looks like he will pitch the bottom half of this inning. And here's Darren Dalton. Dutch 1 out of 3, is walked, lined out, fly to right, and singled. One and nothing. And now they'll put Dalton on with first base open, an intentional walk. And it'll bring on Dickie Thon. Phillies have batted around here in the 9th inning. Bases loaded for Thon, who is singled, flied out to center, flied to deep left, and grounded into a double play. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Ball and no strikes to Thon. Boney and a lean for the force on Dalton, and that will retire the side. But the Phils bat around in the ninth inning, scoring 3 runs. 3 hits, no Pirate errors, 3 men left. We go to the bottom of the ninth. Phils lead the Bucks by a score of 9-4. Good catch by Dalton. 1 ball and 1 strike to Carter. On the ground is Schmidt. Schmidt throws across to Ricky Jordan, and that'll end the ball game. The Phillies have won this first one here at Three Rivers by a score of 9-4. For the Bucks in the ninth, no runs, no hits, no errors. They leave 1. 9-4 final. Back with the totals in a wrap in just a moment. Picked up his 2,218th in the first inning, a double. Von Hayes a home run. Phils win by a score of 9-4. 9 runs, 11 hits, no errors, and 8 left for the Phils. For the Bucks, 4 runs, just 3 hits, 1 error. They left 4. Glenn Wilson a 2-run homer for Pittsburgh. Ken Howell gets the win. He's 2-0, and the loss goes to Mike Dunn. He's 1-1. Our next telecast here on the Phil's Television Network tomorrow night for the second of this series with the Buccos will be on the air at 7 o'clock. Floyd Yeomans against Doug Brabeck. Check your local listings for the games carried in your area.
By First Pennsylvania Bank, the bank that says, we hear you. And by the Bell of Pennsylvania Yellow Pages, we wrote the book.
At the plate, Hayes homered in his last at bat, struck out his first time up. Vaughn hitting at .373. Hayes now has 3 career home runs off Browning. The slam. Here's another drive deep to right field. 2-run home run for Hayes, and the Phillies have tied the game.
Swinging the bat again. Hit another high pitch further than he hit the first one. He's tied for the league lead in home runs now. He'd like to bottle that swing. Way up in the bleachers.
Fans want a curtain call from Vaughn, and here he is out of the dugout. So with that big swing of the bat, the Phillies have tied the game. It's 3-3 now. Mike Schmidt. Schmidt has grounded out and popped out. Let's pause here for station identification. The Phillies Television Network. Hayes has had 2 homers in 1 ball game for the Phillies. Vaughn, of course, once hit 2 in 1 inning.
Won a grand slammer against the Mets.
That was June 11th of '85. First player ever to do that. That's it. That's the combo right there. Herr got on with the hit, and Hayes drove him in. Schmidt sends a liner down the left field line. Extra bases. Michael has a double. 3 straight hits off Browning to start the 6th inning.
And they've all been bullets. Many getting the barrel of the bat out there and ripped it into that corner.
Hit number 6 for the Phillies, and the Reds are now getting bullpen activity. Chris James is coming to the plate.
Tony Taylor is walking out to talk to Schmidt at second base.
Old friend Kent DeColvey is out there throwing in the Reds bullpen. There's Teak, Antique as they call him now in Cincinnati. Chris has grounded to third and struck out. Two balls and one strike on Chris. Still nobody out here in the 6th inning, and the Phillies have it tied. That'll go to the seats. James swinging a very high pitch there. Fouled it off. It's 2-2.
Trying to push it to the right side and move the runner.
And he did his job. He punched him. Schmidt will stop at third, but that was the punch shot you were talking about, and it was perfect. That's 4 straight hits.
Oh, what a nice at bat by James. Trying to give himself up. He reached out on a pitch outside, and you see he just poked it right in that hole.
Reds pitching coach Scott Breeden is making his way out to the hill. Norm Charlton, a left-hander, is also throwing out there, but Tom Browning gave up 4 straight hits to start the inning, and he is out of the ball game with no chance to win it, and he could be the loser. Reliever as far as appearances are concerned, and he starts the day now only 8 games short of Wilhelm for all-time games pitched. That's incredible, and you can see those by those numbers. He's done a good job this year.
Yeah, Wilhelm started quite a few games. That's been the difference, of course, in the appearances. Colby's never started a game, I don't think.
No, he hasn't.
Ever.
No.
Of course, he did in the minor leagues. He was starting down there. Thing about Jacoby, he went to a tryout camp, so once in a while they do sign people out of those tryout camps that are successful in the major leagues. Went to a Pirate tryout camp.
Teak is 42, but he didn't get to the major leagues until 1975. So that, as far as he is concerned, is one of the reasons why there's still life in that antique arm. Here's Ricky Jordan. The Phillies have first and third, still nobody out, and it's a tie game, 3-3. Ricky doubled his last time up. He is 1 for 2. Teak, of course, with that good sinker, tries to get you to hit it on the ground. That's what he wants. He's not out there to strike anybody out. Colby went to camp with the Reds this year without a contract, and then was signed at the end of March. He hails from Cincinnati, so it's perfect for him. He continues to live in Pittsburgh and can get back there easily.
He said when the Phillies released him, he had about a half a dozen offers. And he picked Cincinnati because they were a contender, of course. And it was fairly close to his home.
In a row. You can see he's trying to get Ricky to hit a ground ball.
The hitter has to ignore his motion and try to pick up the ball quickly as you can. He throws that little slider also that's pretty effective against right-hand batters. It doesn't break very far, but it breaks the other way of the sinker anyway.
There goes the runner from first, James. And they'll give him the base as Jordan strikes out. James picks up a steal, his second. DeColvey gets the strikeout. So the Phillies have runners second and third with one out, and Dickie Thon will bat.
I don't think that was hit and run, but Jordan chased a pitch a foot outside, 2 feet outside. He threw his bat at the ball, but you ordinarily don't hit and run with runners on first and third and nobody out. You want the hitter to pick his pitch.
Deke got a strikeout of Jordan for the first out of the inning. Of course, if these runs score, they are charged to Browning, but baseball now has a category where they keep runners inherited. And so it's easy for clubs to tell how their relievers are making out. Teak and Schmitty after each other a little bit. Way outside, ball 3-0. The base is open here, of course. The writers from Cincinnati came up with that. Runner comes. Schmitty was coming.
No, it's not a balk. I don't know what was going on there. Somebody missed the sign. I mean, you don't hit and run with a runner on third. The squeeze must have been on, and Thon missed it, because the third base coach, Larry Bowe, will tell the runner.
Aren't you supposed to acknowledge the fact that the bunt is on so that that can't happen?
Well, there's usually an answer, not always. You know, you get too many signals going back and forth, then they'll pick it up. But I'm sure Thon saw the runner coming and thought, "Oops, I missed something here," and he threw his bat at the ball.
Foul back. We're still at 3-2.
That would have been embarrassing to have had Schmidt, a dead duck, coming in on that play, and Thon didn't do anything with the ball.
Yeah. He probably swung at ball 4 there. Well, Teak has done a heck of a job. He's come in to get back-to-back strikeouts. And now Lake will hit. Phillies baseball is brought to you in part by Ford. When it was walked and popped up. 2 balls and a strike. Ball 3. 3-1. Well, if he walks, the wheels will really start turning here at the vet. Howell, as Whitey suggests, probably won't bat. Reds may change pitchers. We'll find out. Kurt Ford comes out. Ford will be announced as the pinch hitter. Now, of course, the advantage is to the offensive team here, because Ford could be replaced as a pinch hitter, but if the Reds make a pitching move, that pitcher must pitch to one hitter.
And Scott Breeden is coming out. Of course, he makes the changes. It looks like a double change. Eric Davis is coming in the ball game also.
So it'll be Davis to center and left-hander Norm Charlton to come on and pitch here. We're in a critical spot in the ball game, a 3-3 tie. Bobby D gets in. Dernier hitting at 289. No homers, 3 RBIs. He's 0 for 2 as a pinch hitter. We have the bases loaded, 2 out, a 3-3 tie. Bottom of the 6th. Phillies got 4 straight hits to start the inning. That caused the exit of starter Tom Browning. Tekulve came in to strike out 2 and walk 1. Kenny Howell out of the ball game.
Did a pretty good job.
And could still win it. If the Phillies punch some runs across here. Should be caught in center field. Second baseman Oster is back. And the inning is finally over. The Phillies pick up 2 runs to tie on the home run by Hayes. 4 hits. And the bases left loaded. We go to the 7th in a 3-3 tie.
Here's Von Hayes' first at bat, or rather his second at bat, off Browning.
That was his first one.
First home run, his second at bat.
Yeah, and this is his second home run.
And they'll pitch around Von. He'll be intentionally walked.
Well, you'd be a fool to pitch to him here with the base open, and sets up a double play in the way he's hit today.
Tom Herr at second with a double off Dibble.
When's the last time a team walked somebody to get to Mike Schmidt? I know that's percentages.
Well, it's percentages, and Hayes is really hot, obviously, with tied for the league leadership in home runs, second in RBIs, third in hitting. Got a hard-throwing right-hander. Schmidt is 1 out of 3. Is grounded into a double play, popped up and doubled. Tied at 3 here at Veterans Stadium, bottom of the 7th. Good ball game. Dibble is all hard stuff. Good fastball, hard slider. Ooh. Power against power. Drew the fastball by Schmidt. Fly ball center field. Eric Davis right there. Puts it away. That's 2 down, and that'll bring on Chris James. James is 1 out of 3. He's grounded out, struck out. Single to right.
Going to run up and run now with there and tag him.
Bo Diaz now trots out to talk to Dibble.
I'm laughing. Seen pitchers try that occasionally. Runner taking a long lead and not looking at the infielders, but not looking at the pitcher.
Foul ball. Just fouled on that left field line.
That was a slider. It kind of flopped up there a little high, and James smoked it, but he pulled it foul.
Yeah, he went back to his smoke.
I didn't see him put the ball anywhere, though, or the slider.
Doesn't want him to use that pitch.
Another fastball fouled out of play.
I think you're right, Woody. I can see him saying to Scott Breeden, "Will you go out there and tell him not to throw that anymore?"
Tell him to go with the gas. The Phillies hitters are not getting around on that good fastball, and he has a good one. He rushes it up there in the 90s.
Well, a slider would be a good pitch now if he didn't throw it for a strike. If he threw it outside the plate, it wouldn't be a bad pitch. If he got it over the plate, it wouldn't be a very good pitch. There it was, outside.
Slider.
I booked it too. He would have had me out of there too.
Slider, and he's called out on strikes to retire the side. The first hit lifetime for Eric Davis off Steve Bedrosian.
When you know that Pete Rose put him in the ball game late, got him in the 9-hole where you don't think he can be quite as effective as hitting out of the cleanup spot, and he hits a home run over the right field fence. And Bedrosian, after that home run, almost lost control.
Cal Daniels, the batter. Daniels 2 out of 3. Two quick strikes to him.
I think Bedrosian's throwing the ball better today than he has all year. But he was burned by Eric Davis.
To the opposite field. And as we say, that's the first hit Davis has been able to get off Bedrosian in his career. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Full count. Tom Hurry strikes out Cal Daniels. But Rock has had a tough time. 2 runs in the inning on just 1 hit, the homer by Davis. No errors and none left. We go to the bottom of the 9th. Cincinnati leads the Phils 5-3. 8th inning, there it is. He's 3rd on the all-time list, Steve Bedrosian. 3rd on the all-time list for visiting players with home runs at this ballpark. Gary Carter's at 25. The Hawk 23, Andre Dawson, Dale Murphy, and Eric Davis each with 13. Darren Dalton leading off against John Franco. Franco trying to save this one. Franco, no wins, no losses, 7 saves, a 2.31 ERA. Dutch batting for the first time. All in 2 strikes. Dalton hitting at 286. Left center field, but it'll hang up for Cal Daniels. And Daniels makes the play, 1 down. Missing, ball and no strikes. One and 1. Franco led the National League in saves last year, 39 of them. Wide. 2 and 1. Three and 1. Tom Herr waiting on deck. Got that one over. Full count. drive right at Oster. Tom Well is really hitting tough luck today. He's hit on the ball on the nose 4 times, and he's 1 for 5 to show for it.
And he nailed this one. Oster is a tall second baseman. It's a good thing he was.
Brings on Tom Herr, who has walked, fouled out to right, singled and doubled. One strike to Herr. Line drive right at Sabo. So the Phillies have the game with a couple of screaming line drives. And Cincinnati has won it here this afternoon by a score of 5-3. No runs.
Much in sync with your catcher. It's very important to a pitcher.
Ouch. And Kennedy took it right on the hand, I believe. And the Giants could ill afford to lose a catcher right now. Man Waring out of the game. I don't know who their emergency catcher is. Obviously somebody has that role.
Wow, that one hurt.
Yes, it did.
He got it on the knee. He gets this on his knee. It's a breaking ball, and Schmidt fouls it off.
Ouch.
Hits his glove and then his knee. So he was able to take, I think it hits his glove, doesn't it? Yeah, tip the glove a little bit and then the knee. So maybe that took some of the sting out of it, but not a whole lot. Well, the catchers are so tough. I mean, Kennedy knows just what you're saying, Andy, that he's it right now. So he's going to stay there.
Boy, Terry is so glad to be back in the National League. He was not particularly happy in Baltimore, although he loved the city of Baltimore. Michael has a rip, 0-2.
Yeah, he had a swing at a fastball then.
Bedrosian back up in the Phillies bullpen.
Gureltz hasn't lost a whole lot either. And this is a guy who was a relief pitcher, and he stretched it out this year into a starter, and he is bringing it here in the 9th inning.
Yeah, that's amazing that he's done that. And as we mentioned, it's the second time because he has one 9-inning complete game shutout. Got Schmitty looking. Mike doesn't think so, but that catches the corner for the 7th Gureltz strikeout.
Breaking ball on the outside corner. Scott Gureltz with an 0-2 slider, and that's a strike.
Extra bases for Vaughn. He's got a double with 2 out in the 9th. The Phillies' 3rd hit of the game.
Just didn't get that ball in the air. That ball was coming down as soon as he hit it, but he sure hit it hard enough for a double. Just surprised they would give him a ball he can pull. That just doesn't make any sense. But they did and got away with it because, as you see, it has topspin on it, and it comes down right away. It's on the warning track and off the wall, not enough to, to get up and out of here. Why would you give a guy like him, the left-handed hitter, a ball he could pull? It doesn't make any sense.
So Vaughn's at second with 2 out, and Ricky Jordan is the Phillies' hope now. Ricky got the first hit for the Phillies. That was back in the 2nd inning, and that was their only hit until the last inning. Jordan hits a fly to right, should be caught by Maldonado. It is, and we're going to the 10th inning. Phillies in the 9th, no runs, 1 hit, and 1 left. And the 10th inning coming up, and a scoreless tie, and Bedrosian coming on. Oh,
perfect throw. Bob Dernier is not known for his arm. Got a great jump on that ball. Got it on 1 hop on the turf. I think he throws this on the fly, too. Hayes lets it come on the fly. Dalton has the plate, a roadblock up there, out of here. No run scores. Maldonado gets a fastball out over the plate. He doesn't hit it hard. But as I said, Dernier got a great jump on this ball and comes up flying and firing. Oh, that's a tremendous throw and a good block. I don't blame Fay for sending him either. I mean, Dernier is not a guy known to throw people out, and Bobby made a terrific play.
Giants go to a pinch hitter now. The Giants have runners second and third. That's a single from Maldonado. Takes second on the throw. Ernest Riles now will come out and bat for Urach. Riles a left-handed batter, and he's hitting at .314 with 1 homer and 5 RBIs. To Mitchell, the single by Maldonado, but the great throw by Dernier to cut down Clark for out number 2. So the Giants are down in the 10th. No runs, 2 hits and 2 left, and the Phillies bat in the inning, and it's 0-0. Start the 10th inning.
Good job by Steve Lake. That looked like a screwball too, and he didn't try to do too much with it. He just hits it back through the middle. It is a screwball. I wonder if Lake used to catch Lefferts when they were with the Cubs together. It's almost like he knew that was coming. He did such a good job of staying back and hitting that back through the middle. Now, you can't run for Lake because the Phillies have used Dalton. He just hit for Dalton, and it's a little tougher to bunt a catcher over.
Jeltz has sacrificed twice this year. And he was going to shorten on the bat handle. The Giants learned that by throwing over to first base. That's ball 3, 3-1.
Get him to second, and you're going to see all kinds of crazy things go on. I'll guarantee you. But the Giants, what they do with their defense. You know, I mean, if you have first and second.
Lefferts getting ready to make a 3-1 pitch here. Jeltz gets time.
That's a nice job by Steve Jeltz to not get over anxious in that spot and get that walk.
There have been only 2 walks in the game tonight. Jeltz has them both.
Here it comes again. It's close too. I know, real close. Take. Now the Giants are going to put on a play. The third baseman, who's Riles, now just put on the play. He went over to tell Lefferts what they're going to do. Will they rotate here? Will they throw a pickoff play? You figure they have to try and do something to get that lead man, and they can take more chances because it's Lake, who is a slow runner.
Now let's take a look at how Bobby D saved the game to this point. This was his throw from right field.
Key to that play, Andy, was the way he charged that ball.
He's up to sacrifice the other side of the coin right there. Dernier is out.
Looks like Bobby's trying to make a perfect bunt here and guide it because he knows they're rotating on the play, and he pushes it and pops it up. Probably trying to do a little too much.
So the Giants get the first out. Samuel will now bat. Juan is 1 for 4 with an infield hit in the 8th inning.
What he's trying to do there is make the first baseman field that ball, make a little tougher throw to third, and he was trying to guide it. The third baseman will charge on that play and wheel and throw to the shortstop covering third. That's the play they had on.
Well, if Samuel can gap one here, it won't matter whether that runner's at second base or third base. Bouncer toward third. Look out. There's one out. And there is a double play. Samuel hits into a 5-3 double play. And so we move to the 11th inning. It is still 0-0.
Von Hayes waits on deck. There's Steve.
The 4th home run given up by Bedrosian.
Yep, right down the middle. Boy, what a great swing that is. Premier hitter right there. That guy could win a Triple Crown someday. That's trouble.
Here's a ball hit deep. And that one disappears. Mitchell has followed with a home run, and the Giants lead it 2-0. Mitchell, the National League leader, has his 12th home run of the year.
Well, no doubt about that one. We mentioned earlier that Kevin Mitchell will take you deep to right field, and he goes deep to right field after Will Clark bombed that long one to right center. 2 guys in that Giant lineup that can hit them out, and they've done it.
Down 2-0. That's a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike. Single. Phillies have had 2 pinch singles in this game. The guy who got the other one's coming up now, Lake. So the Phillies get the tying run to the plate.
That Thon gets a fastball from Lefferts and hits it back through the middle for the base hit. And that's the way you really have to approach Lefferts if you're a right-handed hitter, because he'll pitch away for the most part. Go back through the middle or try to go the other way with him.
Now Lake 1 for 1, a pinch single. He's hitting at 256. He goes, strike 1 on Steve.
And you don't think he's going to come in that often, and he starts him with a breaking ball in. You could see Lake was geared for something else and swung at the first pitch. There's Gossage.
Aboard. Lake is 2 for 2. Steve Jeltz bats with 2 aboard.
Steve Lake really has a good approach to Lefferts, and he stayed back really well that time and then just lines that ball to left field. Phillies have 3 players left on their bench, all left-handed hitters, and Murphy, Ford, and Ryle.
Popped it up. That'll be the second out. Infield fly rule in effect. Thompson makes the grab. 2 down.
That was ball 4.
So now it's up to Bob Dernier. Greg Harris throwing in the Phillies bullpen. The scoreless tie. Dernier batting .231 as he faces Lefferts. 2 on and 2 out. Ball 1. Phillies have 6 hits tonight, 3 off Garrelts, 3 off Lefferts. Foul. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. Possible. There's one down the line, and it's going to go to the corner.
Unless it's over his head.
Dickie Thon scores. The ball rolls around. Here comes Lake. He scores. Here comes Dernier. He's heading for the plate. Here's the play. The Phillies win the game. Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
That is unbelievable. You can't hit it down the line unless you hit it over his head. And what makes that play is the bounce off the wall out there. Look at Bedrosian out there. Look at Steve Bedrosian. Boy, what a finish that is. What a great finish, I'm telling you. About to watch a carom off that wall, but that's a great finish. He just said he's guarding the line. You can't hit it by him unless you hit it over him, and he did. Now watch this carom down here. The ball gets in the corner on Mitchell, and it takes a crazy bounce on him. Dernier is running hard all the way. This is going to be an inside the park home run, unless they gave Mitchell an error then when he didn't pick it up. Here comes Lake. He's going to score easily, and Boa has Dernier with that great speed of his flying, and here he comes. Oh, what a finish.
The crowd reacting all over again. Look at Bobby D pound the dirt. They just showed it on Fanavision here. It is an inside the park home run.
An inside the park home run. A 3-run inside the park home run. You got to be kidding me, that finish with 2 out. What a great game.
We'll be back and wrap it up in just a moment, but the Phillies have won 3-2 in 12. San Francisco, after it looked as though those 2 home runs in the top half of the inning were going to spell defeat for the Phillies tonight. So our star of the game naturally is Bob Dernier with his first round tripper of the year. And you saw how happy Bobby D was down there pounding the turf right at the plate as he hit that home run. And I know that nobody in the ballpark feels any happier. If it isn't Bob Dernier, it's got to be Steve Bedrosian.
Yeah,
right?
and you saw him at home plate, Andy, with all the players down there, and he was throwing his fist. You know, I just get finished talking about how disappointed he is. He don't want to throw home runs because they depend on him so much. But I think one of the great ironies of that game was, and our cameraman and director and producer and everybody got such a great shot of Riles guarding that line so that extra base hit doesn't beat you. But what did Dernier do? He hit it in the air. He hit a line drive over Riles, and the Phillies got the good care of him. I think Mitchell got caught a little bit deep in there. He's not used to playing out there, I guess, in this ballpark. He got a little bit deep. Dernier with his great speed, and give Larry Boa some credit too. I mean, Boa was jumping out of his shoes when Dernier was about second base, you know, waving him all the way to let him know, kick it in, buddy. You know, you have a chance here, and it wasn't even close. That was just a wonderful baseball game.
It really was. There were so many elements of the game that we won't have time to discuss because we've been on a long time. It was a very, very long ball game, but a great, great ball game. And don't forget the efforts by the two starters here this evening, as Scott Gereltz and Don Carmen both pitched shutout ball for 9 innings here tonight, and they were just observers at the end. So our winning pitcher tonight turns out to be none other than Steve Bedrosian, and congratulations to the Rock. He is now 2-2 on the year, and he deserves it here tonight, as Bobby Dernier pulled it out for the Rock in this ball game. Once again, let's check the totals in the game tonight. For the winning Phillies, 3 runs, 7 hits, no errors, and they leave 7 on base. And for the Giants, 2 runs, 9 hits, 2 errors. They strand 13 men here tonight. Well, the producer for Phillies baseball on Prism is John Slobodkin. Tonight's game was directed by Frank DeVincentis. And once again, the final score, the Phillies win it 3-2 in 12 innings, and there's a frustrated Kevin Mitchell. Andy Musser for Chris Wheeler and Gary Maddox. Now stay tuned for the movie Police Academy 5, and we'll see you Friday night. So long, everyone.
Tom Herr will be at second base. He'll hit third. Juan Samuel is going to be in the cleanup spot tonight in center field. Ricky Jordan at first base bats fifth. Von Hayes in right field hitting sixth. Chris James will be at third base. He'll hit seventh. Steve Lake catching, batting eighth, and batting ninth, and pitching Larry McWilliams. At least for now, the opportunity is there for CJ.
Phillies are going to call somebody up Friday, but they don't know who yet. They're going to get somebody by Friday.
Missing the fourth ball.
Manny Trio's available. Manny has been released by the Cincinnati Reds. Of course, Manny was in Philadelphia for a few years and did a great job. I don't know what he's going to do.
Love to see his smiling face around again.
Phillies have Greg Legg. They have Joe Redfield. They have Keith Miller in the minor leagues.
Miller's having a pretty good year. 2 strikes to James. Be a trivia question. Come up in a few years. Would be, who was Mike Schmidt's last manager?
John Vukovich.
The Vuk. After Leyva was kicked out yesterday.
They were kidding Vukovich, and he drove Mike right into retirement.
In the dirt, 2-2.
And the infield roller, they gave him a hit, and then 2 innings later, they changed that to an error.
Yeah. Hard ground ball, but it's at third baseman Salazar, and they go around the horn for the double play. 5-4-3, and the Phillies are retired here in the second. No runs, 1 hit, 1 error, and 1 left. We go to the bottom half of the second inning. With the score, Padres 1, Phils nothing. Los Angeles 3-2. Pascual Perez winning his first game of the year in relief. He's 1-7. The loss to Tim Leary. Tim Burke his 10th save. ball and no strikes to Von Hayes. On the inside corner for a called strike, 1-1. 1 ball and 1 strike to Hayes. Missed inside with that one, 2-1. Rips a foul down the right field side. It's 2-2. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Von Hayes. Breaking ball away, it looks like. No, fastball. Just missed.
Close. Close. What do you think of this pitch? A little low.
But this is going to be it for Bruce Hurst. He's going to be taken out with 2 outs in the 9th, and they're calling on the closer, Mark Davis, to come in out of the bullpen. Pat Dobson making the pitching change for Jack McKeon. Davis 2-0, 15 saves, a 2.20 ERA. And Hurst will get a standing ovation as he leaves the ballgame. So Hurst 1 out away from a shutout, but he won't get it. Pitching change for San Diego. 1-0 Padres. Will be back after this message. For Bruce Hurst, facing Chris James with 2 men on base and 2 outs here in the 9th inning. Missing with a breaking ball, 1-0. Davis in 28 2/3 innings has 31 strikeouts, better than a strikeout per inning, and 11 walks. Bouncing ball to third. Salazar throws across, and this game is over. The Padres have won it by a score of 1-0. For the Phils in the 9th, no runs, a hit, no errors, and 2 left. Final score, San Diego 1 and the Phillies 0. Back with the totals in a wrap in just a moment.
And that's why Hesketh is out there. Hayes 2 for 12 lifetime off him.
Jordan pops up down the first baseline. Here comes the cat. That's the 2nd out. Now let's see if the Expos make their move here.
The Pirates love Bruce Keeson. Everybody else hated him.
All right, it's up to Von Hayes. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 13th. 2 on, tying run at second base, and Montreal on top, 2-1. The cat, he comes to the bag, and that'll do it. So 1 pitch, and Joe Hesketh gets Hayes, and the Phillies have lost this game by a 2-1 score, and they have now dropped 9 in a row. In the 13th, no runs, no hits, and 2 men left on base. So it's a 2-1 Montreal victory, and we'll be back to wrap it up for you in a moment. Go for John Kruk and for Randy Reddy. Wheels, what kind of comments do you have about the trade now?
Oh, I don't know. I'm too busy thinking. This game right now is, is still on my mind. I see Chris James, that still of him right there, and think how incredibly disappointed he'll be when he hears this news. I think the Phillies are getting 2 players that will help them in the long run, but they're losing a guy that did a good job here and who's just in a funk right now and can't get the monkeys off his back. And I don't know. I just hope it's one of those things that's good for both sides, because Chris James can still be a good player in this league.
All right, for Gary Maddox and Chris Wheeler, this is Andy Musser saying thanks for joining us, and we'll see you Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday nights with Phillies Pirates baseball. So long, everyone.